I can't stand talking about people that I don't talk to. So what I try to do is make it a priority that there is somebody in every single locker room in professional sports who has my number, who can pick up the phone and call me and give their spin. Not only that, I feel it's an inherent obligation that I have. No matter how much I disagree with you, whatever your point is, if I hear it from you, not your hanger-ons, not some third party that you got plausible deniability all the time to, but if I have a national platform and my words affect what you say, and you have a problem with what I say, if you tell me what you feel, even if I don't believe you or don't agree with it, I will make sure to echo what you said verbatim if you want me to. So when I give you that license to speak up on your own behalf, but you pass, or even worse, you don't want to be accessible, like John Wall didn't want to be accessible when I showed up in the nation's capital to talk to him a couple of months ago, okay? Then, excuse me, don't get upset at me for deducing, based on the information, what the hell is going on as it pertains to the sport you play. If it's your personal life, I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say. It's none of my business. But as it pertains to the sport you play in public, how you perform, how you're influenced by, or how outside things may influence your performance, excuse me, if I give you the opportunity to speak up on your own behalf, you being inaccessible or refusing to comment on that ain't gonna stop this train. And it shouldn't stop the train of any reporter, any commentator, any pundit who has made the effort to communicate and get your story from you. Too many times these guys run from doing that and then want to whine and moan about how people are dividing them when, in fact, you had every opportunity to keep it together and you passed. That's on you. And I think that needs to be said.
Stephen A., I have the exact same code as you. I don't talk about anyone on TV, on this show, unless you have spoken to them. I have the same rule. It's interesting how we both do the same thing. But I'll say this about Kyrie. He is right that the media has torn apart locker rooms. There are some locker rooms that the media has torn apart. And I don't think that he's denying this either. But I need to point it out here. There are other locker rooms that the media hasn't torn apart. It's not that they're not doing the same job in both locker rooms. So then the question becomes, why do some locker rooms fall apart and others don't? And I would say that's about the culture of the franchise. It starts at the top really with ownership. And it trickles down to the kind of people they hire, the GM, the team president, the GM, the coach, and the leader of the team. And so you look at the Celtics, Danny Ainge, Brad Stevens, Kyrie Irving is the leader of the team. I think we'd all agree. Danny Ainge, there's a GM. You got a real coach. Kyrie is the leader. And so if the locker room is fraying because of media attention or because of the job of the media, which is sometimes actually opposite the interests of the players on the team, sometimes they're diametrically opposed. They're necessarily opposed to each other. Kyrie's going to have to figure that out. I don't think he's saying he doesn't. I think he acknowledges, and good for him, and this is the reason I believe in him as a championship player, that whatever his ego is, and this kid has a huge ego, which is why he's run around telling everyone how smart he is on the one hand, Stephen A., which is why I especially held a flat earth comment against him. I mean, child knows the difference, and Kyrie is very quick to tell everyone how smart he is. But what I hear from Kyrie now is wisdom. I hear the accumulation of experience and the extracted lessons that are important from that experience in the way he's talking. Not from something Kobe Bryant told him or someone else he sought out, but from his own experience. He's been around for a while now, and he's going to have to apply that experience to the best of his ability to lead this group. If it's fraying in the locker room because the media is scrutinizing the locker room, then ultimately, while everyone is responsible for themselves, the blame or the credit will accrue mostly to Kyrie. Kyrie will be the one who gets the blame or credit because he is supposed to be the leader.
Stephen, I have one question for you. Is he talking about just Boston or Boston and Cleveland?
Well, I think he's talking about everything because, but the problem is, Molly, I think he's wrong no matter which way you slice it. Max Kellerman, did he not talk to the players? Did he not challenge them? Did he not call them out? Did he not go from telling the fans in Boston that I want to be here for as long as you'll have me to saying months later, we'll find out come July 1st? All of these things are on Kyrie. What I'm saying is this. You have media members, and everybody want to talk about they're breaking up locker rooms. You trying to tell me y'all really, really think that guys, grown men and women who have families to feed and a job to do are literally making a concerted effort to divide a locker room? No. What they're doing is they're in pursuit of truths that the teams don't want you to have access to at a particular moment in time, or if not, into perpetuity. That's been religiously the case throughout the history of sports. How many times? Think about the 30 for 30 documentaries for ESPN are incredibly popular. How many times have we seen stories that were told that were categorically and emphatically denied, only to later be revealed as being truth, but somehow, some way, no one wanted us to know? You have people who laugh at the media and talk about how, yeah, we lied. Yeah, we didn't want y'all to know. Yeah, all of this stuff's going on. So if you're covering a team and you have an obligation to chronicle the story as it's going on and you are in pursuit of truth, that's their definition of division. But it's not division. It's you doing your job and chronicling them doing that job. And the nuances that come with it, the trials and tribulations, the ups and downs, et cetera, et cetera. That's not division.
Yeah.
That's you doing your job.